Do you have a restoration or project that you need a new electrical harness for? If so, you have come to the right place. In this video, I will give you a guide to replicate most harnesses for your projects. This guide is to directly replicate old harnesses that you may need. In this video, I will be replicating the harness for my 1960 Coke Machine Restoration series. After this video, if you're interested, I highly suggest checking that series out. Let's get started. Real quick, before we get started, I would really love for you to subscribe to my channel. The first thing you always want to do before starting any job is preparation. You want to gather the materials and tools. Let's start first with the tools needed. This is what I prefer, but you can always use what you like. The first tool on the list is wire strippers. The ones I use are automatic strippers. They make it super easy to work with. The second tool is wire crimpers. These are both strippers and crimpers, so if the automatic ones aren't your style, use these. Next is a soldering iron and solder. The one I use is a Milwaukee soldering iron, which is pretty pricey, so I will list a cheaper model as well as this one. The last thing you will need is a heat gun in some cases. With that being said, that's all the tools. All of these tools are going to be listed in the description below, so make sure you check them out. Now that we have the tools, we need materials. The first step is wires. You have to choose if you want the same color as the harness you are replicating. I'm choosing to use the same colors as before. Next, you have to match the same gauge of wire. It doesn't have to be exact, but as long as you're close, you should be okay. The next material you'll need is harness protection. Now that could be wire loom, electrical tape, non-abrasive electrical tape, or none at all. That's okay too. Next, you want to choose your new connections and circuit devices. In my case, I needed a new bottle stack micro switch and Spade connectors. I will also leave links in the description for the materials needed. Now that we have all the needed tools, materials, and a can-do attitude, let's get to work. The first thing you need to do is get access to the bare harness. The next thing needed is to cut the wires to the same length as the originals. Next, you'll want to strip each end of the wires. After that, you'll want to crimp any connections needed. Once you are done with your connections, always give them a small tug to ensure proper connection. Now that we have a good connection, I always like to solder the connection as well to be extra safe with conductivity. Since we have a good solid connection, you can now, if you choose so, add heat shrink to ensure a good insulated connector from the elements. Next, it's time to add any devices you may have. To install my switch, I needed to solder my wires to it. Your electrical device may need the same, or you may need to crimp to it. Now that we have the bare harness done, we need to install the harness protection. In my case, I'm using wire loom and electrical tape. Now that that's done, we have a completed harness, almost exactly like the original. Thanks for watching this video. If you would like a tutorial about making a harness from complete scratch for any use, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to go check out my 1960 Coke Machine Restoration series to see this harness be put to use. Thanks for watching.